Question 1. Which of the following is the most critical aspect of effective communication during the surplus lines insurance claims handling process in Nevada? A. Using legal jargon to ensure all communications are legally binding. B. Providing clear, concise, and timely information to all parties involved. C. Communicating only through written documents to maintain a paper trail. D. Limiting communication to only the insured and the insurer. Correct answer. B. Providing clear, concise, and timely information to all parties involved. Explanation. Effective communication in the surplus lines insurance claims handling process is crucial for ensuring that all parties involved are well informed and that the claims process proceeds smoothly. Providing clear, concise, and timely information helps prevent misunderstandings, ensures that all stakeholders are on the same page, and facilitates quicker resolution of claims. Legal jargon, option A, can often confuse non-legal professionals, and while written communication, option C, is important for documentation purposes, relying solely on it can slow down the process. Limiting communication, option D, excludes important stakeholders such as adjusters, witnesses, and other relevant parties, which can hinder the claims process. Question 2. Mr. Garcia, a claims adjuster for a surplus lines insurer, is investigating a claim where the insured property in Nevada was damaged by a rare natural event not explicitly covered in the policy. Mr. Garcia interviews witnesses and gathers evidence, but the insured disputes the findings, arguing that similar events are generally covered under standard policies. What should Mr. Garcia do next? A. Deny the claim outright since the event is not covered in the policy. B. Approve the claim based on the insured's argument about standard policies. C. Review the specific language and exclusions of the surplus lines policy to determine coverage. D. Refer the case to an outside expert to reinterpret the policy terms. Correct answer. C. Review the specific language and exclusions of the surplus lines policy to determine coverage. Explanation. In handling surplus lines claims, it's essential to carefully review the specific language and exclusions of the policy in question. Surplus lines policies often have unique terms and exclusions that differ from standard policies, so Mr. Garcia needs to base his decision on the exact policy wording. Denying the claim outright, option A, without thorough review could be premature, and approving the claim, option B, based solely on the insured's argument could violate the policy terms. What consulting an outside expert, option D, might be helpful. The first step should be a detailed review of the policy language to ascertain if the claim falls within its scope. Question 3. In Nevada, what is a key requirement for ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements during the settlement of surplus lines insurance claims? A. Settling all claims within 30 days of receipt. B. Documenting the rationale for settlement decisions in detail. C. Notifying the insured of the settlement amount by phone only. D. Ensuring all settlement negotiations are conducted in person. Correct answer. B. Documenting the rationale for settlement decisions in detail. Explanation. Compliance with regulatory requirements during the settlement of surplus lines insurance claims involves thorough documentation of all decisions and actions taken. This includes providing detailed rationales for settlement decisions, which helps ensure transparency and accountability. Settling all claims within a specific time frame, option A, may not always be feasible due to the complexity of surplus lines claims. Notifying the insured by phone only, option C, does not provide a documented record of communication, and requiring in-person negotiations, option D, can be impractical and is not a regulatory requirement. Detailed documentation helps in meeting regulatory standards and provides a clear record for any future disputes or audits. Question 4. Under Nevada regulations, which of the following is a key requirement for surplus lines insurers when handling claims? A. Ignoring state regulations if they conflict with federal regulations. B. Reporting all claims to the Nevada Division of Insurance within 30 days of receipt. C. Ensuring claims adjusters are licensed in Nevada and comply with state laws. D. Using a standardized national policy language for all surplus lines policies. Correct answer. C. Ensuring claims adjusters are licensed in Nevada and comply with state laws. Explanation. Surplus lines insurers in Nevada must ensure that claims adjusters handling claims are properly licensed in the state and adhere to all relevant state laws. This is crucial for maintaining compliance with state-specific regulatory requirements. Ignoring state regulations, option A, is not permissible as state and federal regulations must be followed simultaneously where applicable, while reporting requirements, option B, are essential. They do not specify a 30-day window for all claims. Using standardized national policy language, option D does not account for the unique and tailored nature of surplus lines policies, which often require state-specific adjustments. Question 5. Which of the following best describes the purpose of an exclusion clause in the surplus lines insurance policy in Nevada? A. To clarify the coverage provided by the policy. B. To limit the insurer's liability under specific circumstances. C. To provide additional coverage options for the insured. D. To outline the insured's obligations and responsibilities. Correct answer. B. To limit the insurer's liability under specific circumstances. Explanation. An exclusion clause in a surplus lines insurance policy is designed to limit the insurer's liability under certain circumstances by explicitly stating what is not covered. This helps manage the insurer's risk and provides clarity to the insured regarding the limitations of their coverage. Clarifying coverage, option A, is a general function of the policy, but exclusions specifically limit liability. Providing additional coverage options, option C, would typically be addressed in endorsements or riders, not exclusions. Outlining the insured's obligations and responsibilities, option D, is usually done in other sections of the policy, such as the conditions section. Question 6. MS. Lee, an insured in Nevada, has a surplus lines policy and is negotiating a settlement for a claim involving significant property damage. The insurer offers a settlement amount that MS. Lee feels is insufficient. What should MS. Lee do next? A. Accept the offer to expedite the settlement process. B. File a complaint with the Nevada Division of Insurance immediately. C. Provide additional evidence to support her claim for a higher settlement. D. Demand that the insurer reevaluate the claim based on national standards. Correct answer. C. Provide additional evidence to support her claim for a higher settlement. Explanation. If MS. Lee believes that the settlement offer is insufficient, she should provide additional evidence to support her claim for a higher amount. This could include further documentation of the damage, repair estimates, or expert opinions. Accepting the offer, option A, would resolve the claim quickly but may not result in fair compensation. Filing a complaint, option B, could be a later step if negotiations fail, but it should not be the immediate action. Demanding reevaluation based on national standards of option D is not effective, as surplus lines policies are often customized and must be evaluated based on their specific terms and state regulations. Providing additional evidence is the most constructive approach to potentially increase the settlement offer. Question 7. When evaluating the extent and value of a surplus lines insurance claim in Nevada, which of the following methods is typically the most reliable? A. Using the insured's initial estimate without further verification. B. Employing a professional loss adjuster to assess the damage. C. Relying solely on historical data of similar claims in the region. D. Consulting the policyholder's previous claims history for reference. Correct answer. B. Employing a professional loss adjuster to assess the damage. Explanation. The most reliable method for evaluating the extent and value of a surplus lines insurance claim is to employ a professional loss adjuster. These experts are trained to accurately assess the damage and determine the appropriate claim amount based on their findings. Using the insured's initial estimate, option A, without verification can lead to inaccuracies. Relying solely on historical data, option C, or previous claims history, option D, does not account for the specifics of the current claim. A professional adjuster's assessment ensures a thorough and accurate evaluation tailored to the individual circumstances of the claim. Question 8. Which ethical consideration is paramount for a claims adjuster handling surplus lines insurance claims in Nevada? A. Maximizing profits for the insurance company at any cost. B. Ensuring that all parties involved are treated with fairness and respect. C. Minimizing the payout to insureds to reduce overall claim costs. D. Using personal judgment to interpret policy terms regardless of written guidelines. Correct answer. B. Ensuring that all parties involved are treated with fairness and respect. Explanation. Ethical considerations in claims handling require that all parties involved are treated with fairness and respect. This includes being impartial, transparent, and ensuring that the claims process is conducted with integrity. Maximizing profits, option A, or minimizing payouts, option C, at the expense of fairness can lead to unethical practices and damage trust. Using personal judgment, option D, over established guidelines can result in inconsistent and biased decisions. Adhering to ethical standards ensures compliance with professional conduct and maintains the reputation of the insurance industry. Question 9. Mr. Thompson, the surplus lines insurance claims handler in Nevada, receives a claim for a business interruption loss due to a wildfire. The policyholder, Ms. Carter, asserts that her loss should be fully covered, but the policy contains a specific exclusion for losses caused by wildfires. What should Mr. Thompson do to handle this claim appropriately? A. Approve the claim based on the severity of the loss. B. Deny the claim immediately without further investigation. C. Conduct a thorough review of the policy terms and discuss the exclusion with Ms. Carter. D. Seek guidance from a superior to avoid making a personal decision. Correct answer. C. Conduct a thorough review of the policy terms and discuss the exclusion with Ms. Carter. Explanation. Mr. Thompson should conduct a thorough review of the policy terms and discuss the specific exclusion with Ms. Carter. This approach ensures transparency and helps the policyholder understand the reasons for the claim decision. Approving the claim, option A, despite the exclusion would violate the policy terms. Denying the claim immediately, option B, without explanation could lead to dissatisfaction and potential disputes. Seeking guidance from a superior, option D, might be helpful, but the primary action should be a detailed policy review and clear communication with the insured. Ensuring the policyholder understands the exclusion maintains trust and upholds the integrity of the claims process. Question 10. In Nevada, which of the following best practices should a claims adjuster follow when interviewing witnesses for a surplus lines insurance claim? A. Allow witnesses to provide their statements without interruption, even if they go off topic. B. Record the interview secretly to ensure that the witnesses do not change their story. C. Ask open-ended questions to gather comprehensive information and encourage detailed responses. D. Conduct interviews only through written questionnaires to maintain a written record. Correct answer. C. Ask open-ended questions to gather comprehensive information and encourage detailed responses. Explanation. When interviewing witnesses for a surplus lines insurance claim, asking open-ended questions is a best practice. This approach allows witnesses to provide more detailed and comprehensive information, which can be crucial for accurately assessing the claim. Allowing witnesses to provide statements without interruption, option A, can lead to irrelevant information, and secretly recording interviews, option B, is unethical and can be illegal. Conducting interviews only through written questionnaires, option D, might not capture the depth of information needed for a thorough investigation. Open-ended questions facilitate a more effective and thorough investigation process. Question 11. In the context of surplus lines insurance in Nevada, how should policy exclusions be interpreted? A. Broadly, to ensure the widest possible coverage for the insured. B. Narrowly, to limit coverage as much as possible for the insurer. C. According to the plain meaning of the language used in the policy. D. Based on the insured's understanding and expectations of coverage. Correct answer. C. According to the plain meaning of the language used in the policy. Explanation. Policy exclusions in surplus lines insurance should be interpreted according to the plain meaning of the language used in the policy. This principle helps ensure that the terms are applied as written and understood by both parties, avoiding ambiguities. Broad interpretation, option A, or narrow interpretation, option B, based on subjective perspectives can lead to inconsistent application and disputes. While the insured's understanding and expectations, option D, are important, they cannot override the explicit terms of the policy. Plain language interpretation maintains clarity and fairness in the application of the policy terms. Question 12. MS. Patel, an insured in Nevada, disagrees with the settlement offer provided by her surplus lines insurer for damage to her commercial property. She believes the offer does not fully account for her losses. What is the most appropriate action for MS? Patel to take A. Accept the offer to avoid further delays and complications. B. Reject the offer and immediately file a lawsuit against the insurer. C. Request an appraisal of the damage as provided in her policy's dispute resolution clause. D. Publicly criticize the insurer to pressure them into increasing the settlement offer. Correct answer. C. Request an appraisal of the damage as provided in her policy's dispute resolution clause explanation. The most appropriate action for MS Patel is to request an appraisal of the damage as provided in her policy's dispute resolution clause. This formal process allows both parties to obtain an independent assessment of the damage, which can help resolve the disagreement fairly. Accepting the offer, option A, may not result in fair compensation, and filing a lawsuit immediately, option B, can be costly and time-consuming. Publicly criticizing the insurer, option D, is unprofessional and unlikely to result in a favorable outcome. Utilizing the policy's dispute resolution mechanism is the most constructive and appropriate step. Question 13. Which of the following best describes the role of documentation in the surplus lines insurance claims handling process in Nevada? A. Documentation is optional and used only if there is a dispute. B. Documentation is critical for compliance with regulatory requirements and for supporting the claims decision. C. Documentation should be minimal to expedite the claims process. D. Documentation is primarily the responsibility of the insured. Correct answer. B. Documentation is critical for compliance with regulatory requirements and for supporting the claims decision explanation. Documentation is critical in the surplus lines insurance claims handling process for ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements and supporting the claims decision. Proper documentation provides a clear record of all actions taken, communications made, and decisions reached, which is essential for transparency, accountability, and regulatory compliance. Considering documentation optional, option A, or keeping it minimal, option C, can lead to regulatory non-compliance and disputes. While the insured may provide some documentation, the primary responsibility for maintaining comprehensive records lies with the claims adjuster, option D. Question 14. In Nevada, what is a key consideration when providing documentation and evidence during the litigation of a surplus lines insurance claim? A. Only provide documentation that supports the insurer's position. B. Ensure all documentation is relevant, accurate, and provided in a timely manner. C. Withhold sensitive information to avoid legal complications. D. Submit all documentation in a summarized format to the court. Correct answer. B. Ensure all documentation is relevant, accurate, and provided in a timely manner. Explanation. When litigating a surplus lines insurance claim, it is essential to ensure that all documentation is relevant, accurate, and provided in a timely manner. This practice maintains the integrity of the legal process and supports a fair and just outcome. Providing only supportive documentation, option A, can be seen as biased and incomplete. Withholding sensitive information, option C, may lead to legal complications and penalties for non-disclosure. Submitting documentation in a summarized format, option D, might omit crucial details, whereas complete and accurate records are necessary for a thorough legal examination. Question 15. Mr. Davis, a claims adjuster in Nevada, discovers a potential conflict of interest while handling a surplus lines insurance claim. His cousin is the owner of the insured business. What should Mr. Davis do to adhere to ethical standards? A. Continue handling the claim, but keep the relationship confidential. B. Inform his supervisor about the conflict of interest and recuse himself from the case. C. Handle the claim with extra diligence to avoid any perception of bias. D. Ensure the claim is denied to avoid any suspicion of favoritism. Correct answer. B. Inform his supervisor about the conflict of interest and recuse himself from the case explanation. To adhere to ethical standards, Mr. Davis should inform his supervisor about the conflict of interest and recuse himself from handling the claim. This action maintains the integrity and impartiality of the claims process. Continuing to handle the claim confidentially, option A, or with extra diligence, option C, does not eliminate the inherent conflict of interest and can still lead to questions about the claim's fairness. Denying the claim, option D, to avoid suspicion is unethical and unjust to the insured. Recusal ensures that the claim is handled impartially and professionally. Question 16. When determining coverage and liability for a surplus lines insurance claim in Nevada, which factors should be given the highest priority? A. The insurer's financial interest in minimizing payouts. B. The insured's personal opinion on the coverage. C. The specific terms and conditions outlined in the policy. D. Previous claims filed by the insured. Correct answer. C. The specific terms and conditions outlined in the policy explanation. The specific terms and conditions outlined in the policy are the highest priority when determining coverage and liability. These terms define what is and isn't covered, thus guiding the claims adjuster's decisions. The insurer's financial interest, option A, should not influence the fair handling of claims. The insured's personal opinion, option B, while important, cannot override the written policy. Previous claims filed by the insured, option D, are relevant for assessing potential fraud or patterns but do not determine the current claim's coverage and liability. Question 17. What is a critical regulatory requirement for surplus lines insurers operating in Nevada when handling claims? A. Using standardized forms and processes used in all states. B. Filing quarterly reports detailing all claims with the Nevada Division of Insurance. C. Ensuring all claim settlements comply with Nevada's Fair Claims Practices regulations. D. Adopting a lenient approach to policy exclusions to benefit the insured. Correct answer. C. Ensuring all claim settlements comply with Nevada's Fair Claims Practices regulations explanation. Surplus lines insurers must ensure that all claim settlements comply with Nevada's Fair Claims Practices regulations. These regulations are designed to protect consumers and ensure that claims are handled fairly and promptly. Using standardized forms and processes, option A, may not address state-specific requirements. While filing reports, option B, is part of regulatory compliance, it is not the critical factor in claim settlement itself. Adopting a lenient approach to exclusions, option D, can undermine the integrity of the policy and the insurer's risk management strategy. Question 18. MS. Johnson, a policyholder in Nevada, is in the final stages of settling a surplus lines insurance claim for a damaged warehouse. The insurer has offered a settlement that MS. Johnson finds acceptable. What is an essential step to finalize the settlement? A. Verbally agreeing to the settlement terms, with the adjuster. B. Signing a release agreement that details the settlement terms and conditions. C. Accepting the first payment to show agreement. D. Notifying the Nevada Division of Insurance about the settlement. Correct answer. B. Signing a release agreement that details the settlement terms and conditions explanation. To finalize the settlement, MS. Johnson must sign a release agreement that details the settlement terms and conditions. This formalizes the agreement and ensures both parties understand and agree to the terms. Verbally agreeing, option A, is not legally binding and can lead to misunderstandings. Accepting the first payment, option C, without a signed release can complicate the legal standing of the settlement, while notifying the Nevada Division of Insurance, option D, is not typically required for individual settlements. Maintaining proper documentation through a release agreement is essential for legal and regulatory compliance. Question 19. Which of the following is a primary reason for the importance of accurate and detailed record-keeping in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada? A. To ensure quicker payment of claims. B. To meet the insurer's internal auditing requirements. C. To comply with state and federal regulations and facilitate potential legal defense. D. To provide the insured with a comprehensive history of their claims. Correct answer. C. To comply with state and federal regulations and facilitate potential legal defense explanation. Accurate and detailed record-keeping in surplus lines insurance claims handling is crucial for complying with state and federal regulations and for facilitating potential legal defense. Detailed records ensure transparency, accountability, and provide essential documentation if the claim is disputed or reviewed by regulatory authorities. While quicker payment of claims option A and meeting internal auditing requirements option B are important, they are not the primary reasons. Providing the insured with a comprehensive history option D is beneficial but secondary to regulatory compliance and legal preparedness. Question 20. How should ambiguous language in a surplus lines insurance policy be interpreted under Nevada law? A. In favor of the insurer to protect the company's financial interests. B. Against the insurer and in favor of the insured. C. According to the most recent industry standards. D. Based on the adjuster's discretion. Correct answer. B. Against the insurer and in favor of the insured. Explanation. Under Nevada law, ambiguous language in an insurance policy is typically interpreted against the insurer and in favor of the insured. This principle, known as contra pro forma, helps ensure that the insured receives the benefit of any doubt regarding unclear terms. Interpreting language in favor of the insurer, option A, or based on industry standards, option C, does not protect the insured's interests. The adjuster's discretion, option D, is not a reliable basis for interpreting policy language and can lead to inconsistent outcomes. Question 21. Mr. Alvarez, a claims investigator in Nevada, is handling a claim for water damage to a commercial property insured under a surplus lines policy. The policy contains an exclusion for damage caused by flood. Mr. Alvarez finds that the damage was caused by a burst pipe, not a flood. What should Mr. Alvarez do next? A. Deny the claim due to the policy's flood exclusion. B. Approve the claim because the damage was caused by a burst pipe, not a flood. C. Request further evidence to determine the exact cause of the damage. D. Refer the claim to legal counsel for interpretation of the policy exclusion. Correct answer. B. Approve the claim because the damage was caused by a burst pipe, not a flood. Explanation. Since the damage was caused by a burst pipe and not a flood, Mr. Alvarez should approve the claim. The exclusion for damage caused by flood does not apply in this situation. Denying the claim, option A, would be incorrect and unfair to the insured, while requesting further evidence, option C, can be part of the investigation process. In this scenario, the cause of damage is already clear. Referring the claim to legal counsel, option D, is unnecessary when the policy terms and cause of damage are straightforward. Question 22. In the context of surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada, what should a claims adjuster do if they suspect fraudulent activity? A. Ignore the suspicion to avoid potential conflict with the insured. B. Document their suspicion and continue processing the claim as usual. C. Investigate the suspicion thoroughly and report it to the relevant authorities if necessary. D. Deny the claim immediately based on their suspicion. Correct answer. C. Investigate the suspicion thoroughly and report it to the relevant authorities if necessary. Explanation. If a claims adjuster suspects fraudulent activity, they should investigate the suspicion thoroughly and report it to the relevant authorities if necessary. This ensures that any potential fraud is properly addressed while maintaining ethical standards. Ignoring the suspicion, option A, or documenting it without action, option B, can lead to further complications and potential legal issues. Denying the claim immediately, option D, without a thorough investigation is premature and can result in unjust treatment of the insured. Question 23. In Nevada, what is the significance of reserving in the surplus lines insurance claims process? A. Reserving is a financial strategy to minimize the payout to the insured. B. Reserving helps ensure that sufficient funds are set aside to cover potential claim costs. C. Reserving is used to delay the claims process and discourage claims filing. D. Reserving is optional and only used for large claims. Correct answer. B. Reserving helps ensure that sufficient funds are set aside to cover potential claim costs. Explanation. Reserving in the surplus lines insurance claims process is significant because it helps ensure that sufficient funds are set aside to cover potential claim costs. This financial practice is crucial for maintaining the insurer's solvency and ability to pay claims. It is not a strategy to minimize payouts, option A, or delay the claims process, option C. Reserving is a mandatory practice for all claims, not just large ones, option D, to ensure accurate financial planning and regulatory compliance. Question 24. Mr. Robinson, an insured in Nevada, has a surplus lines insurance policy that includes coverage for business interruption. After fire damages his property, he files a claim for the interruption to his business operations. The insurer offers a settlement that Mr. Robinson feels does not adequately cover his losses. What should Mr. Robinson do to resolve this issue? A. Accept the settlement offer to avoid further complications. B. Seek a third-party appraisal to provide an independent assessment of his losses. C. File a complaint with the Nevada Division of Insurance immediately. D. Hire a public adjuster to negotiate a better settlement on his behalf. Correct answer. B. Seek a third-party appraisal to provide an independent assessment of his losses. Explanation. To resolve the issue, Mr. Robinson should seek a third-party appraisal to provide an independent assessment of his losses. This process helps ensure that the evaluation of his business interruption losses is fair and unbiased. Accepting the settlement offer, option A, without further negotiation might result in inadequate compensation. Filing a complaint, option C, can be a later step if negotiations fail, but should not be the immediate action. Hiring a public adjuster, option D, is also a viable option, but a third-party appraisal can provide a more objective assessment for negotiations. Question 25. Which of the following statements about the regulatory framework for surplus lines insurance in Nevada is correct? A. Surplus lines insurers are subject to the same state regulation and guarantee funds as admitted insurers in Nevada. B. Surplus lines insurers must be approved by the National Association of Insurance Commissioners (NAIC) to operate in Nevada. C. Surplus lines brokers in Nevada must ensure the insurer is on the state-approved list and comply with diligent search requirements. D. Surplus lines insurance policies are not subject to any regulatory oversight in Nevada. Correct answer. C. Surplus lines brokers in Nevada must ensure the insurer is on the state's approved list and comply with diligent search requirements. Explanation. In Nevada, surplus lines insurers are not subject to the same state regulation and guarantee funds as admitted insurers is incorrect. Surplus lines insurers must be eligible or approved in the state, but this approval is typically overseen by the state itself, not the NAIC. B is incorrect. Surplus lines brokers are responsible for verifying that the insurers they place business with are on Nevada's approved list of surplus lines insurers and that a diligent search has been conducted to ensure coverage cannot be obtained from admitted insurers, fulfilling state regulatory requirements. C is correct. Surplus lines insurance policies are indeed subject to regulatory oversight, including specific state laws and regulations regarding their placement and documentation. D is incorrect. Question 26. Which of the following best describes the importance of policy provisions and coverage limitations in surplus lines insurance policies? A. They ensure the insurer covers every potential loss the insured might face. B. They provide clear guidelines on the scope of coverage and any exclusions, helping to manage the insured's expectations and the insurer's risk. C. They are primarily used to comply with federal insurance regulations. D. They serve as marketing tools to attract potential policyholders. Correct answer. B. They provide clear guidelines on the scope of coverage and any exclusions, helping to manage the insured's expectations and the insurer's risk. Explanation. Policy provisions and coverage limitations in surplus lines insurance are crucial as they clearly outline what is covered and what is excluded, which helps in setting realistic expectations for the insured and managing the risk for the insurer. B is correct. These provisions do not guarantee that every potential loss will be covered is incorrect. While compliance with regulations is important, policy provisions and limitations are more directly focused on defining coverage rather than just regulatory compliance. C is incorrect. These provisions are fundamental contractual elements rather than marketing tools. D is incorrect. Question 27. Mr. Ramirez has filed a surplus lines insurance claim in Nevada for extensive water damage to his property. During the investigation, it's discovered that the damage was due to a gradual leak over several months, which he failed to address despite being aware of it. What should the claims adjuster consider in determining the outcome of this claim? A. Approve the claim fully, as surplus lines insurance covers all types of property damage. B. Deny the claim outright due to Mr. Ramirez's negligence in addressing the issue. C. Evaluate the policy terms to determine if gradual damage and negligence are excluded and assess any partial responsibility Mr. Ramirez may have. D. Approve the claim but reduce the payout due to Mr. Ramirez's negligence. Correct answer. C. Evaluate the policy terms to determine if gradual damage and negligence are excluded and assess any partial responsibility Mr. Ramirez may have. Explanation. The claims adjuster must first review the specific policy terms to see if there are exclusions related to gradual damage and negligence. C is correct. Surplus lines insurance policies often have exclusions for certain types of damage, including those resulting from the insured's negligence or failure to maintain the property. Fully approving the claim without considering these factors is incorrect, or outright denial without thorough evaluation. B is incorrect, would not be proper practice. Reducing the payout might be an option, but it should be based on policy terms and proper evaluation of the circumstances. D is incorrect. The adjuster must also consider regulatory guidelines and ensure fair claims practices are followed. Question 28 in Nevada. During the surplus lines insurance claims handling process, which of the following is the most important aspect for ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements? A. Maintaining effective communication with the insured throughout the claims process. B. Ensuring that all claims adjusters are licensed in Nevada. C. Providing detailed documentation for each step of the claims process. D. Adhering to the timelines specified in the Nevada Insurance Code for claims processing. Correct answer. D. Adhering to the timelines specified in the Nevada Insurance Code for claims processing. Explanation. Adhering to the timelines specified in the Nevada Insurance Code is crucial because it ensures that claims are handled promptly and fairly as required by state law. Effective communication and detailed documentation are also important, but they primarily support transparency and thoroughness in the process. Ensuring that claims adjusters are licensed is a fundamental regulatory requirement, but it does not address the timing aspect, which is critical in regulatory compliance. The Nevada Insurance Code specifies strict deadlines for acknowledging, investigating, and resolving claims to protect consumers from undue delays. Question 29. Mr. Thompson, an insured in Nevada, has filed a claim under his surplus lines insurance policy for damage caused by a severe storm. During the investigation, the claims adjuster notices discrepancies between Mr. Thompson's statements and the evidence gathered. What should the claims adjuster do to ensure a fair and thorough investigation? A. Reject the claim immediately due to the discrepancies. B. Continue gathering evidence and consult with outside experts if necessary. C. Accept the claim based on the initial statement provided by Mr. Thompson. D. Ask Mr. Thompson to provide a sworn affidavit detailing the circumstances of the damage. Correct answer. B. Continue gathering evidence and consult with outside experts if necessary. Explanation. The correct approach is to continue gathering evidence and consult with outside experts if necessary. This ensures that the investigation is thorough and all relevant information is considered before making a decision. Rejecting the claim immediately would be premature and potentially unfair to the insured. Accepting the claim based on initial statements without further investigation could lead to an improper payout. Asking for a sworn affidavit might be part of the process, but it should not replace a comprehensive investigation, especially when discrepancies are noted. Best practices in claims investigation involve corroborating statements with physical evidence and expert opinions to ensure accurate conclusions. Question 30. When evaluating the extent and value of a claim under a surplus lines insurance policy in Nevada, which of the following is the primary method used to determine coverage and liability? A. Reviewing the policy exclusions and limitations. B. Conducting a detailed analysis of the policy language. C. Assessing the insured's previous claims history. D. Evaluating the circumstances of the claim against the policy provisions. Correct answer: D. Evaluating the circumstances of the claim against the policy provisions. Explanation: the primary method for determining coverage and liability involves evaluating the circumstances of the claim against the policy provisions. This comprehensive approach ensures that all aspects of the incident are considered in the context of what the policy covers. Reviewing policy exclusions and limitations is an important part of this process, but does not provide a complete assessment on its own. Conducting a detailed analysis of the policy language is essential for understanding the terms and conditions, yet it must be applied to the specific circumstances of the claim. Assessing the insured's previous claims history may help in understanding patterns or potential fraud, but it does not directly determine coverage for the current claim. Therefore, the correct and thorough method combines these elements with a specific focus on how the incident aligns with the policy provisions. Question 31. In Nevada, what is a critical factor to consider when negotiating a settlement agreement for a surplus lines insurance claim? A. Ensuring the settlement amount aligns with the policy's deductible. B. Ensuring all parties agree to the terms and document the agreement thoroughly. C. Obtaining the insured's consent to waive future claims related to the incident. D. Providing a quick resolution to avoid litigation costs. Correct answer: B. Ensuring all parties agree to the terms and document the agreement thoroughly. Explanation: a critical factor in negotiating a settlement agreement is ensuring that all parties agree to the terms and document the agreement thoroughly. This ensures clarity, transparency, and legal enforceability, reducing the risk of future disputes, while aligning the settlement amount with the policy's deductible and obtaining the insured's consent to waive future claims are important. They are secondary to having a clear mutual agreement. Providing a quick resolution can be beneficial but should not compromise the thoroughness and fairness of the settlement process. Proper documentation is key to complying with regulatory requirements and protecting all parties involved. Question 32. In the context of surplus lines insurance policies in Nevada, how should ambiguous policy language be interpreted? A. In favor of the insurer as they drafted the policy. B. According to the literal meaning of the words used. C. In favor of the insured to provide coverage. D. By seeking clarification from regulatory bodies. Correct answer: C. In favor of the insured to provide coverage. Explanation: ambiguous policy language in insurance contracts is generally interpreted in favor of the insured, a principle known as the contra pro forentum. This principle is applied to provide coverage, ensuring that any unclear or ambiguous terms are resolved to the benefit of the policyholder. Interpreting the language literally or in favor of the insurer would not align with this legal doctrine. While seeking clarification from regulatory bodies may help in some cases, it is not the standard approach for resolving ambiguities in policy language. This approach ensures fairness and protects the insured from potentially unfair disadvantages due to ambiguous drafting. Question 33. In Nevada, what is the primary responsibility of a surplus lines insurance claims adjuster during the claims handling process? A. Ensuring that the insurer's financial interests are protected at all costs. B. Maintaining impartiality and ensuring fair treatment of all parties involved. C. Maximizing the settlement amount for the insured. D. Minimizing the amount of documentation required to expedite the process. Correct answer: B. Maintaining impartiality and ensuring fair treatment of all parties involved. Explanation: a surplus lines insurance claims adjuster in Nevada must maintain impartiality and ensure the fair treatment of all parties involved. This responsibility is rooted in the principles of ethical claims handling and compliance with regulatory requirements, which mandate that adjusters treat insureds and claimants fairly and without bias. Protecting the insurer's financial interests or maximizing the settlement for the insured at the expense of fairness violates these principles. Additionally, minimizing documentation can compromise the integrity and thoroughness of the claims process, leading to regulatory non-compliance and potential disputes. Therefore, the adjuster's primary duty is to balance these interests while adhering to legal and ethical standards. Correct answer: B. Maintaining impartiality and ensuring fair treatment of all parties involved. Explanation: a surplus lines insurance claims adjuster in Nevada must maintain impartiality and ensure the fair treatment of all parties involved. This responsibility is rooted in the principles of ethical claims handling and compliance with regulatory requirements, which mandate that adjusters treat insureds and claimants fairly and without bias. Protecting the insurer's financial interests or maximizing the settlement for the insured at the expense of fairness violates these principles. Additionally, minimizing documentation can compromise the integrity and thoroughness of the claims process, leading to regulatory non-compliance and potential disputes. Therefore, the adjuster's primary duty is to balance these interests while adhering to legal and ethical standards. Correct answer: C. Seek clarification from legal counsel on interpreting the ambiguous policy language. Explanation: when a policy contains ambiguous language, especially regarding exclusions and coverage, the claims adjuster should seek clarification from legal counsel. This step ensures that the interpretation of the policy aligns with legal standards and avoids potential disputes. Denying the claim outright based on the flood exclusion might overlook the specifics of wind-driven rain damage. Approving the claim without a thorough understanding of the ambiguous language could lead to inappropriate payouts. Consulting past claims can provide context but should not replace the legal interpretation of the current policy language. Legal counsel can provide a definitive interpretation that supports fair and accurate claims handling. Question 35. In Nevada, when estimating the reserve for a surplus lines insurance claim, what factor is most critical to consider? A. The policyholder's previous claims history. B. The worst-case scenario cost of the claim. C. The average settlement amount for similar claims. D. The insurer's current financial position. Correct answer: B. The worst-case scenario cost of the claim. Explanation: when estimating the reserve for a surplus lines insurance claim, it is critical to consider the worst-case scenario cost of the claim. This ensures that sufficient funds are set aside to cover the claim, even if the final settlement is higher than initially anticipated. Reserving based on worst-case scenarios helps avoid under-reserving, which can lead to financial strain for the insurer and non-compliance with regulatory requirements. While the policyholder's claims history and average settlement amounts provide useful context, they do not address the potential maximum exposure. The insurer's current financial position should not influence the objective assessment of claim reserves. Proper reserving practices ensure financial stability and regulatory compliance. Question 36. Mr. Johnson, a claims adjuster in Nevada, is handling a complex surplus lines insurance claim involving multiple parties. During the investigation, he is offered the gift by one of the parties in appreciation of his efforts. How should Mr. Johnson respond to maintain ethical standards? A. Accept the gift and continue to handle the claim impartially. B. Politely decline the gift and report the incident to his supervisor. C. Accept the gift but disclose it to his supervisor for transparency. D. Decline the gift and handle the claim more favorably for the party offering the gift. Correct answer: B. Politely decline the gift and report the incident to his supervisor. Explanation: to maintain ethical standards, Mr. Johnson should politely decline the gift and report the incident to his supervisor. Accepting gifts can create a conflict of interest or the appearance of bias, undermining the integrity of the claims handling process. Reporting the incident ensures transparency and allows the supervisor to address any potential ethical concerns. Accepting the gift, even with disclosure, compromises impartiality and can lead to regulatory violations. Handling the claim more favorably in response to the gift is unethical and could result in severe consequences for Mr. Johnson and the insurer. Ethical claims handling practices require avoiding any actions that could influence or appear to influence professional judgment. Question 37. In Nevada, what is the most important factor to consider when interviewing witnesses during the investigation of a surplus lines insurance claim? A. Ensuring that all interviews are conducted in person. B. Verifying the credibility and relevance of the witnesses' statements. C. Limiting the number of witnesses to expedite the process. D. Recording the interviews to provide to legal counsel if necessary. Correct answer: B. Verifying the credibility and relevance of the witnesses' statements. Explanation. The most important factor when interviewing witnesses during a claims investigation is verifying the credibility and relevance of their statements. This ensures that the information gathered is reliable and pertinent to the claim, helping to establish the facts accurately. While in-person interviews and recording them can be beneficial, they are not always necessary or feasible. Limiting the number of witnesses might expedite the process but could result in missing critical information. By focusing on the credibility and relevance of the witness statements, the adjuster can build a strong, evidence-based case to support fair claims handling. Question 38. Ms. Lee, an insured in Nevada, files a claim for fire damage under her surplus lines insurance policy. During the evaluation, the claims adjuster finds that the damage estimate provided by Ms. Lee's contractor is significantly higher than similar claims. How should the claims adjuster proceed? A. Approve the claim based on the contractor's estimate to expedite the process. B. Reject the contractor's estimate and use the insurer's standard estimate. C. Seek an independent evaluation to verify the accuracy of the contractor's estimate. D. Negotiate with Ms. Lee to lower the claim amount. Correct answer. C. Seek an independent evaluation to verify the accuracy of the contractor's estimate. Explanation. The claims adjuster should seek an independent evaluation to verify the accuracy of the contractor's estimate. This approach ensures that the claim is evaluated fairly and accurately, considering both the insured's and the insurer's interests. Approving the claim based solely on the contractor's estimate might result in overpayment, while rejecting it outright or using the insurer's standard estimate could lead to underpayment and disputes. Negotiating with Ms. Lee to lower the claim amount without proper verification is not advisable, as it does not address the potential inaccuracies in the initial estimate. An independent evaluation provides an objective basis for determining the appropriate settlement amount. Question 39. In Nevada, when negotiating a settlement for a surplus lines insurance claim, which strategy is most effective in achieving a fair resolution? A. Adhering strictly to the insurer's initial offer to demonstrate firmness. B. Allowing the insured to dictate the terms to avoid litigation. C. Engaging in a collaborative discussion to understand the insured's concerns and finding a mutually agreeable solution. D. Using delaying tactics to pressure the insured into accepting a lower settlement. Correct answer. C. Engaging in a collaborative discussion to understand the insured's concerns and finding a mutually agreeable solution. Explanation. Engaging in a collaborative discussion to understand the insured's concerns and finding a mutually agreeable solution is the most effective strategy for achieving a fair settlement. This approach fosters transparency, builds trust, and can lead to a resolution that satisfies both parties. Adhering strictly to the insurer's initial offer may come across as inflexible and could lead to disputes. Allowing the insured to dictate the terms might result in an unfair settlement for the insurer. Using delaying tactics is unethical and can result in regulatory violations and damage to the insurer's reputation. Collaborative negotiation aligns with fair claims handling practices and promotes equitable outcomes. Question 40. In Nevada, what is the primary reason for a surplus lines insurance claims professional to work closely with legal counsel during litigation? A. To minimize the involvement of the insured in the legal process. B. To ensure compliance with legal procedures and strengthen the defense. C. To expedite the litigation process and reduce legal costs. D. To influence the court's decision in favor of the insurer. Correct answer. B. To ensure compliance with legal procedures and strengthen the defense. Explanation. The primary reason for a surplus lines insurance claims professional to work closely with legal counsel during litigation is to ensure compliance with legal procedures and strengthen the defense. Legal counsel provides expertise in navigating the complexities of the legal system and helps build a strong case based on factual evidence and legal precedent, minimizing the involvement of the insured and expediting the process while potentially beneficial are secondary considerations. Attempting to influence the court's decision improperly is unethical and can lead to severe legal consequences. By collaborating with legal counsel, the claims professional ensures that the litigation is handled effectively and ethically. Question 41. Mr. Thompson, an insured in Nevada, has a surplus lines insurance policy for his manufacturing business. After a machinery breakdown, he files a claim. The policy includes coverage for machinery breakdown, but excludes losses due to improper maintenance. During the investigation, it is found that the breakdown was partly due to a manufacturing defect and partly due to lack of regular maintenance. How should the claims adjuster handle this claim? A. Deny the entire claim due to the exclusion for improper maintenance. B. Approve the entire claim since there was a manufacturing defect. C. Evaluate and apportion the claim based on the extent of the manufacturing defect versus improper maintenance. D. Refer the claim to an independent arbitrator for resolution. Correct answer. C. Evaluate and apportion the claim based on the extent of the manufacturing defect versus improper maintenance. Explanation. The claims adjuster should evaluate and apportion the claim based on the extent of the manufacturing defect versus improper maintenance. This approach ensures that the insured receives coverage for the portion of the loss attributable to the covered peril, manufacturing defect, while accounting for the exclusion, improper maintenance. Denying the entire claim overlooks the covered portion, and approving the entire claim disregards the exclusion. Referring the claim to an independent arbitrator is an option, but initially, the adjuster should attempt to resolve it by accurately apportioning the loss. This method aligns with fair claims handling practices and the policy terms. Question 42. In Nevada, which of the following actions best demonstrates a surplus lines claims professional's commitment to ethical standards and professionalism? A. Expediting claims settlements to improve customer satisfaction, even if it means bypassing certain procedural steps. B. Maintaining strict confidentiality of all claim-related information and avoiding conflicts of interest. C. Ensuring that the insurer's financial interests are prioritized over all other considerations. D. Routinely increasing claim reserves to account for potential unforeseen expenses. Correct answer. B. Maintaining strict confidentiality of all claim-related information and avoiding conflicts of interest. Explanation. Maintaining strict confidentiality of all claim-related information and avoiding conflicts of interest best demonstrates a claims professional's commitment to ethical standards and professionalism. This ensures the integrity of the claims process and protects the privacy of the insured and other involved parties. Expediting settlements by bypassing procedures can lead to incomplete or inaccurate claims handling. Prioritizing the insurer's financial interests over ethical considerations can result in unfair practices. Routinely increasing claim reserves without basis can distort financial records and does not reflect accurate claims management. Ethical claims handling requires balancing all interests while adhering to legal and professional standards. Question 43. In Nevada, which of the following is the most effective approach for a surplus lines insurance claims professional when negotiating a complex settlement? A. Insisting on the insurer's initial offer to demonstrate resolve. B. Engaging in collaborative discussions to find a mutually agreeable solution. C. Minimizing the settlement offer to reduce the insurer's payout. D. Leaving the negotiation to legal counsel entirely. Correct answer. B. Engaging in collaborative discussions to find a mutually agreeable solution. Explanation. The most effective approach for negotiating a complex settlement is engaging in collaborative discussions to find a mutually agreeable solution. This method fosters cooperation, transparency, and fairness, which can lead to a resolution that satisfies both parties. Insisting on the initial offer can create an adversarial atmosphere and hinder productive negotiations. Minimizing the settlement offer may lead to disputes and damage the insurer's reputation. Leaving the negotiation entirely to legal counsel might be necessary in some cases, but the claims professional's involvement ensures that all aspects of the claim are considered. Collaborative discussions align with ethical claims handling practices and help achieve fair outcomes. Question 44. MS. Chen, an insured in Nevada, files a claim for theft under her surplus lines insurance policy. During the investigation, the claims adjuster finds inconsistencies in Ms. Chen's statements and evidence of a possible stage theft. What should the claims adjuster do next? A. Deny the claim immediately based on the inconsistencies. B. Approve the claim to maintain customer satisfaction. C. Conduct a thorough investigation to gather additional evidence and verify the facts. D. Refer the case to the insurer's legal team for potential fraud litigation. Correct answer. C. Conduct a thorough investigation to gather additional evidence and verify the facts. Explanation. The claims adjuster should conduct a thorough investigation to gather additional evidence and verify the facts. This step ensures that the decision is based on a comprehensive understanding of the situation, which is crucial in cases with potential fraud. Denying the claim immediately might be premature without solid evidence. Approving the claim to maintain customer satisfaction overlooks the potential for fraud, which can result in financial losses and regulatory issues. Referring the case to the legal team is a possible next step, but it should follow a detailed investigation that substantiates the fraud suspicions. Thorough investigations are key to fair and accurate claims handling. Question 45. In Nevada, what is a critical step when analyzing a surplus lines insurance policy to determine coverage for a specific claim? A. Relying on the insured's interpretation of the policy terms. B. Consulting previous similar claims to guide the decision. C. Reviewing the specific policy provisions and exclusions related to the claim. D. Ensuring that the claim amount does not exceed the insurer's budget. Correct answer. C. Reviewing the specific policy provisions and exclusions related to the claim. Explanation. A critical step when analyzing a surplus lines insurance policy to determine coverage for a specific claim is reviewing the specific policy provisions and exclusions related to the claim. This ensures that the decision is based on the actual terms of the policy, providing clarity on what is covered and what is not. Relying on the insured's interpretation may lead to misunderstandings and disputes. Consulting previous similar claims can offer context, but does not replace the need to review the current policy's specific language. Ensuring that the claim amount fits within the insurer's budget is irrelevant to determining coverage and can compromise fair claims handling practices. Accurate policy analysis is essential for appropriate coverage determinations. Question 46. During settlement negotiations in surplus lines insurance claims in Montana, what should claims professionals prioritize to achieve a fair resolution? A. Pushing for a quick settlement to reduce claim handling costs. B. Offering settlements that are lower than the estimated claim value. C. Ensuring the insured's financial losses are fully compensated. D. Including non-disclosure clauses to protect insurer interests. Correct answer. A. Maintaining a detailed log of all communications with the insured. Explanation. Maintaining a detailed log of all communications with the insured is crucial for compliance with state regulations in Nevada. This practice ensures transparency, accountability, and proper documentation, which are essential for regulatory audits and resolving disputes. While prompt claims settlement is important, a fixed 30-day requirement is not practical for all claims, especially complex ones. Consulting the insurance commissioner for every large claim is not typically required and would be impractical. Submitting quarterly reports is specific to regulatory requirements for insurers, not necessarily for individual claims adjusters. Proper communication logging helps demonstrate adherence to fair claims practices and regulatory standards. Question 47. Mr. Davis, a claims adjuster in Nevada, is handling a claim involving significant property damage. He discovers that the insured, Mr. Smith, is a distant relative. What should Mr. Davis do to uphold ethical standards? A. Continue handling the claim but avoid disclosing the relationship. B. Disclose the relationship to his supervisor and ask to be reassigned. C. Process the claim more favorably to avoid any potential conflict. D. Ignore the relationship and proceed as usual to avoid delays. Correct answer. B. Disclose the relationship to his supervisor and ask to be reassigned. Explanation. To uphold ethical standards, Mr. Davis should disclose the relationship to his supervisor and ask to be reassigned. This action avoids any potential conflicts of interest and maintains the integrity of the claims handling process. Continuing to handle the claim without disclosure, processing it more favorably, or ignoring the relationship could all lead to ethical breaches and undermine the credibility of the claims process. Transparency and impartiality are critical to ethical claims handling, ensuring that all parties are treated fairly and the adjuster's actions are beyond reproach. Question 48. In Nevada, which of the following is an important consideration when drafting a settlement agreement for a surplus lines insurance claim? A. Including a clause that limits the insurer's liability for future claims. B. Ensuring the settlement amount is kept confidential from the insured. C. Clearly outlining the terms and conditions of the settlement and obtaining all necessary signatures. D. Using complex legal language to protect the insurer's interests. Correct answer. C. Clearly outlining the terms and conditions of the settlement and obtaining all necessary signatures. Explanation. When drafting a settlement agreement for a surplus lines insurance claim, it is crucial to clearly outline the terms and conditions of the settlement and obtain all necessary signatures. This ensures that both parties fully understand and agree to the settlement, reducing the risk of future disputes. Including a clause that limits the insurer's liability for future claims is generally not appropriate, as it could be seen as unfair or legally unenforceable. Keeping the settlement amount confidential from the insured is unethical and impractical. Using complex legal language can lead to misunderstandings. Clarity and simplicity are key to effective communication and agreement. Proper documentation and transparency are essential in settlement agreements. Question 49. Mr. Rodriguez is insured under a surplus lines policy for his antique car collection in Nevada. During a recent storm, a tree fell on his garage, damaging several vintage cars. Mr. Rodriguez promptly notifies his surplus lines insurer, Stellar Insurance, about the incident. The adjuster visits the site and assesses the damage, estimating repair costs to be around $50,000. What should Mr. Rodriguez do next to ensure a smooth claims handling process? A. Request Stellar Insurance to immediately reimburse him for the repair costs. B. Begin repairs on the damaged cars before receiving any confirmation from the insurer. C. Provide any additional evidence or documentation requested by Stellar Insurance. D. File a complaint with the Nevada Department of Insurance due to delay in claim processing.
Correct answer. C. Provide any additional evidence or documentation requested by Stellar Insurance. Explanation. In Nevada, as in many states, insureds have a duty to cooperate with the insured during the claims process. This includes providing any necessary evidence or documentation to support the claim, such as repair estimates, photographs of the damage, and any other relevant information requested by the insurer. By promptly providing requested documentation, Mr. Rodriguez demonstrates good faith and assists in expediting the claims handling process.
Question 50. During the claim settlement process in Nevada surplus lines insurance, which of the following is not typically a duty of the insurer? A. Negotiating a fair settlement with the insured. B. Providing written notification of coverage decisions. C. Issuing payment promptly once the settlement is agreed upon. D. Suing the insured for additional damages after settlement. Correct answer. D. Suing the insured for additional damages after settlement. Explanation. In Nevada, insurers typically do not sue the insured for additional damages after a settlement agreement has been reached. Once a settlement is agreed upon, the insurer's duty includes promptly issuing payment, providing written notification of coverage decisions, and negotiating a fair settlement with the insured. However, suing the insured for additional damages would generally be considered unethical and could violate the duty of good faith and fair dealing implied in insurance contracts. Question 51. During the claims investigation phase of a surplus lines insurance claim in Nevada, which of the following actions is most crucial for the adjuster? A. Making a preliminary determination of coverage. B. Conducting interviews with witnesses. C. Issuing a denial of the claim. D. Negotiating a settlement with the insured. Correct answer. B. Conducting interviews with witnesses. Explanation: during the claims investigation phase in Nevada's surplus lines insurance, one of the crucial actions for the adjuster is to conduct interviews with witnesses. Witness statements can provide valuable information and evidence regarding the circumstances of the loss, helping the adjuster determine coverage and liability accurately. Question 52. Which of the following is a key difference between surplus lines insurance and admitted insurance in Nevada? A. Surplus lines insurers are exempt from state premium tax requirements. B. Surplus lines policies are always more expensive than policies from admitted insurers. C. Surplus lines insurers are not regulated by the Nevada Department of Insurance. D. Surplus lines policies are not backed by the State Guarantee Fund. Correct answer: D. Surplus lines policies are not backed by the State Guarantee Fund. Explanation: in Nevada, surplus lines insurance policies are not backed by the State Guarantee Fund, which means that if the surplus lines insurer becomes insolvent, there may not be coverage for unpaid claims under the Guarantee Fund. This is a significant difference from admitted insurance, where policies are typically backed by the State Guarantee Fund to provide protection to policyholders in case of insurer insolvency. Question 53. Which of the following is a requirement for surplus lines insurance transactions in Nevada? A. Issuance of policies with rates approved by the Nevada Department of Insurance. B. Use of surplus lines insurance for all residential property risks. C. Exclusion of all coverage for natural disasters. D. Compliance with disclosure and notice requirements to insureds. Correct answer: D. Compliance with disclosure and notice requirements to insureds. Explanation: in Nevada, surplus lines insurance transactions require compliance with specific disclosure and notice requirements to insureds. These include informing the insured that they are purchasing insurance from a non-admitted insurer, explaining the differences between surplus lines and admitted insurance, and disclosing any potential risks associated with surplus lines coverage. This ensures that insureds are fully informed about the nature of the coverage they are purchasing. Question 54. During the claims evaluation phase in Nevada surplus lines insurance, what is the primary purpose of reserving and estimating claim costs? A. To minimize the insured's reimbursement amount. B. To facilitate financial reporting and compliance. C. To delay the claims settlement process. D. To avoid paying for claims altogether. Correct answer: B. To facilitate financial reporting and compliance. Explanation: in Nevada surplus lines insurance, reserving and estimating claim costs during the claims evaluation phase primarily serve the purpose of facilitating financial reporting and compliance. Insurers must accurately estimate the financial impact of outstanding claims to ensure they have adequate reserves to meet their obligations under the policy and comply with regulatory requirements. Question 54. In surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada, what ethical consideration should claims professionals prioritize? A. Maximizing profits for the insurer. B. Minimizing communication with insureds. C. Ensuring fairness and transparency in claims handling. D. Denying claims by default to reduce payouts. Correct answer: C. Ensuring fairness and transparency in claims handling. Explanation: ethical considerations in Nevada surplus lines insurance claims handling emphasize ensuring fairness and transparency in the process. Claims professionals should act in good faith, communicate clearly with insureds, and handle claims impartially, adhering to ethical standards and regulations set forth by the Nevada Department of Insurance. This approach builds trust and credibility with insureds and reinforces the insurer's commitment to ethical business practices. Question 56. Which statement best describes the role of a surplus lines broker in Nevada? A. Serving as an underwriter for surplus lines policies. B. Acting as an intermediary between insureds and surplus lines insurers. C. Handling claims adjustments and settlements directly with insureds. D. Providing regulatory oversight for surplus lines transactions. Correct answer: B. Acting as an intermediary between insureds and surplus lines insurers. Explanation: in Nevada, surplus lines brokers play a crucial role as intermediaries between insureds seeking non-standard insurance coverage and surplus lines insurers. They are licensed professionals who assist insureds in obtaining coverage from non-admitted insurers by evaluating risks, negotiating terms, and ensuring compliance with state regulations. This role helps insureds access coverage that may not be available through admitted insurers due to the unique or high-risk nature of their risks. Question 57. In Nevada, what is the purpose of the state's regulatory framework for surplus lines insurance? A. To impose higher premiums on surplus lines policies compared to admitted insurance. B. To restrict the availability of surplus lines coverage for certain types of risks. C. To ensure the solvency of surplus lines insurers and protect policyholders. D. To eliminate surplus lines insurance as an option for commercial risks. Correct answer: C. To ensure the solvency of surplus lines insurers and protect policyholders. Explanation: the regulatory framework for surplus lines insurance in Nevada, as in other states, aims to ensure the solvency of surplus lines insurers and protect policyholders. This includes requiring surplus lines insurers to meet financial stability criteria, maintain adequate reserves, and comply with reporting and disclosure requirements. These measures help safeguard policyholders' interests and maintain the integrity of the surplus lines market. Question 58. During a surplus lines insurance claim evaluation in Nevada, why is it important to interpret policy language and exclusions carefully? A. To find loopholes that can deny coverage to insureds. B. To ensure compliance with federal insurance regulations. C. To accurately determine coverage and limitations for the claim. D. To delay the claim settlement process. Correct answer: C. To accurately determine coverage and limitations for the claim. Explanation: interpreting policy language and exclusions carefully during a surplus lines insurance claim evaluation in Nevada is crucial to accurately determine the coverage and limitations applicable to the claim. Policy language specifies the scope of coverage, exclusions, and conditions under which the insurer will pay a claim. By understanding these terms thoroughly, claims professionals can assess whether the claim falls within the policy's coverage provisions and make informed decisions accordingly. Question 59. What role do surplus lines insurers play in the insurance market in Nevada? A. They provide coverage exclusively for high-risk residential properties. B. They offer policies at significantly low premiums compared to admitted insurers. C. They fill gaps by covering risks that standard insurers decline to insure. D. They operate without any regulatory oversight from the Nevada Department of Insurance. Correct answer: C. They fill gaps by covering risks that standard insurers decline to insure. Explanation: surplus lines insurers in Nevada play a crucial role by providing coverage for risks that standard insurers are unwilling or unable to cover. This includes unique, specialized, or high-risk exposures that fall outside the underwriting guidelines of admitted insurers. The surplus lines market exists to meet the insurance needs of these non-standard risks, ensuring that coverage options are available even when traditional insurers decline coverage. Question 60. During the claims settlement phase in Nevada surplus lines insurance, what should be a primary focus for claims professionals? A. Delaying payment to conserve insurers' funds. B. Documenting the settlement agreement in detail. C. Settling claims without negotiation. D. Avoiding communication with insureds. Correct answer: B. Documenting the settlement agreement in detail. Explanation: in Nevada's surplus lines insurance claims handling, documenting the settlement agreement in detail is crucial for clarity and transparency. The settlement agreement should outline the terms, conditions, and obligations of both parties to avoid misunderstandings or disputes in the future. Proper documentation also helps in complying with regulatory requirements and ensures that all parties are aware of their responsibilities under the agreement. Question 61. Which statement accurately describes the role of the Nevada Department of Insurance in regulating surplus lines insurance? A. It sets premium rates for surplus lines policies. B. It enforces compliance with state insurance laws and regulations. C. It provides surplus lines insurance directly to consumers. D. It offers tax exemptions to surplus lines insurers. Correct answer. B. It enforces compliance with state insurance laws and regulations. Explanation: the Nevada Department of Insurance regulates surplus lines insurance by enforcing compliance with state insurance laws and regulations. This includes overseeing licensing requirements for surplus lines brokers, monitoring the financial stability of surplus lines insurers, and ensuring that surplus lines transactions are conducted in accordance with state laws to protect consumers and maintain market integrity. Question 62. In Nevada surplus lines insurance, what is the significance of the diligent search requirement? A. It ensures that insureds receive quotes from at least 3 admitted insurers before opting for surplus lines coverage. B. It mandates that surplus lines brokers thoroughly investigate the financial stability of non-admitted insurers. C. It requires surplus lines brokers to search for coverage from admitted insurers before placing coverage with a non-admitted insurer. D. It allows surplus lines insurers to exclude certain high-risk perils from coverage without notifying insureds. Correct answer. C. It requires surplus lines brokers to search for coverage from admitted insurers before placing coverage with a non-admitted insurer. Explanation: in Nevada, the diligent search requirement mandates that surplus lines brokers must make a reasonable effort to obtain coverage from admitted insurers before placing coverage with a non-admitted surplus lines insurer. This ensures that surplus lines insurance is used as a last resort for risks that standard insurers are unwilling or unable to cover, promoting the availability of coverage through the admitted market where possible. Question 63. During a surplus lines insurance claim investigation in Nevada, what is the purpose of gathering and evaluating evidence? A. To delay the claims process and discourage claimants. B. To determine the insurer's liability and coverage under the policy. C. To restrict access to information requested by the insured. D. To avoid complying with state regulations. Correct answer. B. To determine the insurer's liability and coverage under the policy. Explanation: gathering and evaluating evidence during a surplus lines insurance claim investigation in Nevada is essential to determine the insurer's liability and coverage under the policy. This process involves collecting documentation, assessing the facts of the claim, and verifying the extent of loss to make an informed decision on coverage and settlement. Question 64. Which statement accurately reflects the relationship between surplus lines insurers and state insurance guarantee funds in Nevada? A. Surplus lines insurers are automatically covered by state guarantee funds for all claims. B. Surplus lines insurers can opt out of contributing to state guarantee funds. C. Surplus lines policies are backed by state guarantee funds to protect policyholders. D. Surplus lines insurers are exempt from contributing to state guarantee funds. Correct answer. C. Surplus lines policies are backed by state guarantee funds to protect policyholders. Explanation: in Nevada, surplus lines policies are typically covered by state insurance guarantee funds to protect policyholders in case the surplus lines insurer becomes insolvent and unable to pay claims. This ensures that policyholders have some level of financial protection even when purchasing coverage from non-admitted insurers in the surplus lines market. Question 65. What is the primary purpose of conducting interviews with insureds, witnesses, and other parties involved in a surplus lines insurance claim in Nevada? A. To intimidate claimants into accepting lower settlement offers. B. To gather information and evidence relevant to the claim. C. To delay the claim's settlement process. D. To avoid communication with insureds. Correct answer. B. To gather information and evidence relevant to the claim. Explanation: conducting interviews with insureds, witnesses, and other parties involved in a surplus lines insurance claim in Nevada is essential to gather information and evidence relevant to the claim. This process helps insurers assess the circumstances of the loss, verify facts, and understand the extent of damages or injuries to make informed decisions regarding coverage and settlement. Question 66. Which statement accurately describes the role of surplus lines insurance in Nevada's insurance market? A. Surplus lines insurance covers only risks that are uninsurable by any other means. B. Surplus lines insurers are required to offer low premiums than admitted insurers. C. Surplus lines insurance complements the admitted market by covering non-standard risks. D. Surplus lines insurers are exempt from all state regulations. Correct answer. C. Surplus lines insurance complements the admitted market by covering non-standard risks. Explanation. Surplus lines insurance in Nevada complements the admitted market by providing coverage for non-standard risks that standard admitted insurers are unwilling or unable to cover. This includes unique, high-risk, or specialized exposures that fall outside the underwriting criteria of admitted insurers, ensuring that insurance options are available for a broader range of risks. Question 67. During the surplus lines insurance claims handling process in Nevada, why is it important for claims professionals to comply with fair claims practices? A. To delay the claims settlement process and discourage claimants. B. To ensure that insurers avoid paying claims altogether. C. To protect the rights of insureds and promote fair treatment. D. To maximize profits for the insurer at the expense of insureds. Correct answer. C. To protect the rights of insureds and promote fair treatment. Explanation. Compliance with fair claims practices during surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada is essential to protect the rights of insureds and ensure they receive fair treatment throughout the claims process. Fair claims practices include prompt investigation of claims, timely communication with insureds, fair evaluation of damages, and equitable settlement offers based on policy terms and coverage. Question 68. In Nevada surplus lines insurance, what role do surplus lines brokers play in claims handling? A. They negotiate settlement amounts directly with insureds. B. They investigate claims independently of the insurer. C. They assist insureds in obtaining coverage from non-admitted insurers. D. They determine coverage exclusions for surplus lines policies. Correct answer. C. They assist insureds in obtaining coverage from non-admitted insurers. Explanation. Surplus lines brokers in Nevada assist insureds in obtaining coverage from non-admitted insurers by facilitating the placement of surplus lines insurance policies. They evaluate risks, submit applications to surplus lines insurers, negotiate terms, and ensure compliance with state regulations. Their role is crucial in connecting insureds with coverage options that may not be available through admitted insurers due to unique or high-risk characteristics of the insured risks. Question 69. During the surplus lines insurance claims evaluation phase in Nevada, why is it important to utilize outside experts and specialists? A. To exclude expert opinions from influencing claim assessments. B. To expedite the claim settlement process. C. To obtain unbiased assessments and specialized knowledge. D. To avoid complying with state regulations. Correct answer. C. To obtain unbiased assessments and specialized knowledge. Explanation. Utilizing outside experts and specialists during the surplus lines insurance claims evaluation phase in Nevada is important to obtain unbiased assessments and specialized knowledge related to the claim. Experts can provide valuable insights, analysis, and opinions on complex or technical aspects of the claim, helping insurers make informed decisions regarding coverage, liability, and settlement. Question 70. Which of the following ethical considerations is particularly relevant in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada? A. Maximizing settlement amounts to increase insurer profitability. B. Disclosing all relevant information to insureds promptly. C. Delaying claim investigations to discourage claimants. D. Ignoring conflicts of interest between insurers and brokers. Correct answer. B. Disclosing all relevant information to insureds promptly. Explanation: in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada, disclosing all relevant information to insureds promptly is an ethical consideration that ensures transparency and fair treatment. Insureds have a right to know the status of their claims, any decisions made regarding coverage or settlement, and the reasons behind those decisions. Prompt disclosure fosters trust, facilitates communication, and demonstrates ethical conduct in claims handling. Question 71. What is the significance of compliance with regulatory requirements in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada? A. It allows insurers to avoid paying claims altogether. B. It ensures fair treatment of insureds and protects their rights. C. It limits the scope of coverage provided by surplus lines policies. D. It exempts surplus lines insurers from state taxation. Correct answer: B. It ensures fair treatment of insureds and protects their rights. Explanation: compliance with regulatory requirements in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada is crucial to ensure fair treatment of insureds and protect their rights throughout the claims process. Regulatory compliance includes adherence to state laws, fair claims practices, and disclosure requirements, which are designed to uphold transparency, prevent unfair practices, and maintain the integrity of the surplus lines market. Question 72. During a surplus lines insurance claims settlement in Nevada, what role does negotiation play? A. It allows insurers to deny claims without justification. B. It helps insureds understand their coverage limitations. C. It facilitates reaching a mutually agreeable settlement amount. D. It delays the claims settlement process indefinitely. Correct answer: C. It facilitates reaching a mutually agreeable settlement amount. Explanation: negotiation during a surplus lines insurance claims settlement in Nevada plays a crucial role in facilitating the process of reaching a mutually agreeable settlement amount between insurers and insureds. Negotiation involves discussing and adjusting settlement terms, considering policy provisions, coverage limitations, and the insured's losses to ensure fair and equitable resolution of the claim. Question 73. Which statement best describes the purpose of the surplus lines insurance market in Nevada? A. To eliminate coverage options for high-risk insureds. B. To provide insurance for risks that standard insurers do not cover. C. To increase premiums for all types of insurance policies. D. To avoid complying with state insurance laws. Correct answer: B. To provide insurance for risks that standard insurers do not cover. Explanation: the surplus lines insurance market in Nevada exists to provide insurance coverage for risks that standard admitted insurers are unwilling or unable to cover. This includes unique, specialized, or high-risk exposures that require alternative insurance solutions outside of the admitted market. Surplus lines insurers offer coverage tailored to the specific needs of insureds who cannot obtain adequate coverage through traditional insurance channels. Question 74. What is the role of state insurance regulators in overseeing surplus lines insurance in Nevada? A. To set premium rates for surplus lines policies. B. To ensure compliance with state insurance laws and regulations. C. To provide surplus lines insurance directly to consumers. D. To exempt surplus lines insurers from licensing requirements. Correct answer: B. To ensure compliance with state insurance laws and regulations. Explanation: state insurance regulators in Nevada oversee surplus lines insurance to ensure compliance with state insurance laws and regulations. This includes licensing and monitoring surplus lines brokers, approving surplus lines insurers, enforcing financial solvency requirements, and protecting policyholders' interests. Regulators play a critical role in maintaining the stability and integrity of the surplus lines market. Question 75. During the claims handling process in Nevada surplus lines insurance, what is the significance of effective communication and documentation? A. To withhold information from insureds. B. To expedite the claims settlement process. C. To delay resolution of claims indefinitely. D. To comply with state regulations and ensure transparency. Correct answer. D. To comply with state regulations and ensure transparency. Explanation. Effective communication and documentation during the claims handling process in Nevada surplus lines insurance are essential to comply with state regulations and ensure transparency. Clear communication with insureds, timely updates on claim status, and thorough documentation of claim-related activities help maintain transparency, demonstrate compliance with fair claims practices, and protect the interests of insureds. Question 76. In Nevada, how does surplus lines insurance differ from admitted insurance? A. Surplus lines insurers are not subject to state regulatory oversight. B. Surplus lines insurance is always more expensive than admitted insurance. C. Surplus lines insurers provide coverage for risks that admitted insurers refuse to cover. D. Surplus lines insurance is not available for commercial risks. Correct answer. C. Surplus lines insurers provide coverage for risks that admitted insurers refuse to cover. Explanation. In Nevada, surplus lines insurance differs from admitted insurance in that surplus lines insurers provide coverage for risks that admitted insurers are unwilling or unable to cover. This includes unique, specialized, or high-risk exposures where coverage is not readily available through standard insurance markets. Surplus lines insurance offers alternative coverage options tailored to the specific needs of insureds with non-standard risks. Question 77. During the claims investigation phase in Nevada surplus lines insurance, what is the role of gathering and evaluating evidence? A. To delay the claims settlement process. B. To determine the insurer's liability and coverage under the policy. C. To avoid communicating with insureds. D. To exclude certain types of claims from coverage. Correct answer. B. To determine the insurer's liability and coverage under the policy. Explanation. Gathering and evaluating evidence during the claims investigation phase in Nevada's surplus lines insurance is crucial to determine the insurer's liability and coverage under the policy. This process involves collecting pertinent information, reviewing policy terms, assessing the facts of the claim, and verifying the extent of loss. By doing so, claims adjusters can make informed decisions regarding coverage and settlement. Question 78. Which statement accurately reflects the role of surplus lines brokers in Nevada? A. They determine coverage exclusions in surplus lines policies. B. They assist insureds in obtaining coverage from non-admitted insurers. C. They delay the claims settlement process. D. They negotiate directly with the Department of Insurance. Correct answer B. They assist insureds in obtaining coverage from non-admitted insurers. Explanation. Surplus lines brokers in Nevada play a crucial role in assisting insureds in obtaining coverage from non-admitted insurers by placing surplus lines insurance policies. They evaluate risks, submit applications to surplus lines insurers, negotiate terms, and ensure compliance with state regulations. Brokers act as intermediaries between insureds seeking non-standard coverage and surplus lines insurers offering specialized policies. Question 79. What role do state insurance guarantee funds play in surplus lines insurance in Nevada? A. They provide coverage for all claims made under surplus lines policies. B. They exempt surplus lines insurers from regulatory oversight. C. They offer tax exemptions to surplus lines insurers. D. They provide financial protection to policyholders if a surplus lines insurer becomes insolvent. Correct answer. D. They provide financial protection to policyholders if a surplus lines insurer becomes insolvent. Explanation. State insurance guarantee funds in Nevada provide financial protection to policyholders if a surplus lines insurer becomes insolvent and is unable to fulfill its obligations. These funds serve as a safety net to ensure that policyholders can still receive some level of compensation for covered claims even if their insurer becomes financially unable to pay. Question 80. What is the purpose of utilizing loss adjustment techniques and tools in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada? A. To increase premiums for policyholders. B. To expedite the claims settlement process. C. To evaluate the extent and value of a claim accurately. D. To avoid communicating with insureds. Correct answer. C. To evaluate the extent and the value of a claim accurately. Explanation: utilizing loss adjustment techniques and tools in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada is essential to evaluate the extent and value of a claim accurately. These techniques involve assessing damages, estimating costs, and determining the appropriate settlement amount based on policy provisions and applicable laws. It ensures fair and equitable resolution of claims. Question 81. During surplus lines insurance claims litigation in Nevada, what is the importance of providing documentation and evidence? A. To discourage claimants from pursuing legal action. B. To expedite the litigation process. C. To comply with court orders only. D. To support legal arguments and defend against claims. Correct answer. D. To support legal arguments and defend against claims. Explanation: during surplus lines insurance claims litigation in Nevada, providing documentation and evidence is crucial to support legal arguments and defend against claims. Comprehensive documentation supports the insurer's position, demonstrates compliance with policy terms and regulatory requirements, and strengthens defenses against allegations of wrongdoing or negligence. Question 82. Which statement accurately reflects the importance of ethical considerations in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada? A. Ethical conduct is unnecessary in claims handling. B. Ethical practices protect the insurer's financial interests. C. Ethical behavior fosters trust and ensures fair treatment of insureds. D. Ethical standards are mandated only for surplus lines brokers. Correct answer. C. Ethical behavior fosters trust and ensures fair treatment of insureds. Explanation: in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada, ethical behavior fosters trust and ensures fair treatment of insureds throughout the claims process. Ethical considerations include acting in good faith, maintaining transparency, respecting confidentiality, and adhering to regulatory requirements and industry standards. These practices enhance customer satisfaction, uphold the insurer's reputation, and contribute to a stable insurance market. Question 83. Why is it important for surplus lines insurers in Nevada to comply with fair claims practices? A. To maximize profits by delaying claim payments. B. To protect the rights of insureds and ensure fair treatment. C. To avoid communication with policyholders. D. To exclude certain types of claims from coverage. Correct answer. B. To protect the rights of insureds and ensure fair treatment. Explanation: compliance with fair claims practices by surplus lines insurers in Nevada is crucial to protect the rights of insureds and ensure they receive fair treatment throughout the claims handling process. Fair claims practices include prompt investigation, timely communication, fair evaluation of claims, and equitable settlement offers based on policy terms and regulatory requirements. These practices uphold transparency, prevent unfair denials or delays, and promote consumer confidence in the insurance industry. Question 84. What role does effective claims documentation play in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada? A. To limit the amount of information provided to insureds. B. To expedite the claims settlement process. C. To confuse insureds about their coverage. D. To support claim decisions and ensure compliance. Correct answer. D. To support claim decisions and ensure compliance. Explanation: effective claims documentation in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada plays a crucial role in supporting claim decisions and ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements. It involves documenting all relevant information, communications, actions taken, and decisions made throughout the claims process. This documentation serves as a record of the insurer's handling of the claim, supports the justification for claim decisions, and demonstrates adherence to fair claims practices and legal standards. Question 85. During surplus lines insurance claims settlement negotiations in Nevada, what is the objective of reaching a settlement agreement? A. To increase premiums for future policyholders. B. To avoid communication with insureds. C. To delay the claims settlement process indefinitely. D. To resolve the claim fairly and efficiently. Correct answer. D. To resolve the claim fairly and efficiently. Explanation. The objective of reaching a settlement agreement during surplus lines insurance claims settlement negotiations in Nevada is to resolve the claim fairly and efficiently. Negotiations aim to reach a mutually acceptable settlement amount that considers the policy terms, coverage, and insured's losses. This approach ensures that both parties agree on the resolution without unnecessary delay, facilitating closure of the claim and maintaining positive insured relationships. Question 86. What is the role of surplus lines insurance in Nevada regarding coverage for unique risks? A. To exclude coverage options for specialized risks. B. To provide standard coverage options available through admitted insurers. C. To offer tailored insurance solutions for risks that standard insurers do not cover. D. To restrict coverage availability for high-risk insureds. Correct answer. C. To offer tailored insurance solutions for risks that standard insurers do not cover. Explanation. Surplus lines insurance in Nevada provides tailored insurance solutions for risks that standard admitted insurers may not cover due to their unique, specialized, or high-risk nature. It allows insureds to obtain coverage that meets their specific needs and circumstances, filling gaps in the insurance market where standard coverage options are unavailable or inadequate. Question 87. During the surplus lines insurance claims handling process in Nevada, why is it important to comply with policy provisions and coverage limitations? A. To deny claims without justification. B. To avoid communicating with insureds. C. To ensure fair treatment and uphold contract terms. D. To delay the claims settlement process indefinitely. Correct answer. C. To ensure fair treatment and uphold contract terms. Explanation. Compliance with policy provisions and coverage limitations in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada is important to ensure fair treatment of insureds and uphold the terms of the insurance contract. Adhering to policy terms ensures that claims are evaluated and settled according to agreed upon coverage limits, exclusions, and conditions, thereby maintaining transparency and fulfilling contractual obligations. Question 88. What role do outside experts and specialists play in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada? A. To delay the claims investigation process. B. To provide biased assessment of claims. C. To offer independent expertise and evaluation of claim-related issues. D. To limit the scope of coverage under surplus lines policies. Correct answer. C. To offer independent expertise and evaluation of claim-related issues. Explanation. Outside experts and specialists in surplus lines insurance claims handling in Nevada provide independent expertise and evaluation of claim-related issues to assist insurers in making informed decisions. They offer specialized knowledge, technical analysis, and unbiased assessments of complex claims, helping insurers accurately determine coverage, liability, and appropriate settlement amounts. Question 89. What are the key differences between surplus lines insurance and admitted insurance in Nevada? A. Surplus lines insurance is regulated by federal laws only, while admitted insurance is regulated by state laws. B. Surplus lines insurance offers coverage for standard risks, while admitted insurance covers non-standard risks. C. Surplus lines insurance involves insurers not licensed in the state, while admitted insurance involves licensed insurers. D. Surplus lines insurance is more expensive than admitted insurance due to higher premiums. Correct answer. C. Surplus lines insurance involves insurers not licensed in the state, while admitted insurance involves licensed insurers. Explanation. The key difference between surplus lines insurance and admitted insurance in Nevada is that surplus lines insurance involves insurers that are not licensed in the state, non-admitted insurers, while admitted insurance involves insurers that are licensed and regulated by the state. Surplus lines insurance provides coverage for risks that admitted insurers may not cover, while admitted insurance offers coverage for standard risks through licensed insurers. Question 90. In Nevada's surplus lines insurance, what role does confidentiality play in claims handling? A. To manipulate claim information for personal gain. B. To violate privacy laws and regulations. C. To protect sensitive information and maintain confidentiality. D. To delay the claims settlement process. Correct answer. C. To protect sensitive information and maintain confidentiality. Explanation: confidentiality in Nevada surplus lines insurance claims handling is crucial to protect sensitive information related to claims, policyholders, and insurers. Claims professionals must adhere to privacy laws and regulations, ensuring that confidential information is safeguarded from unauthorized access or disclosure. Maintaining confidentiality builds trust with policyholders and preserves the integrity of the claims handling process.